In this video, I'm going to show you the easiest and fastest way to draft, cut and sew these basic short pants. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Maria Yenga. Please subscribe and let's get into today's tutorial. To make our shorts, we are going to need 1.5 yards of the fabric. We're going to need, since I'm a size small, and we are going to need our tape measure, we're going to need chalk, a pair of scissors, and the ruler, plus our sewing machine. So let's get started. You can use any fabric of your choice. I had African print, so go ahead and fold your fabric into two. We are starting with the front part of our short pants, and you can give it a good press if you want so that it doesn't have to move. I went ahead and drew a straight line at the top of our fabric, like you can see me doing here. It will serve as a guideline or a starting point in this tutorial. So go ahead and draw that straight line. So we go ahead and take the measurements for our hip line, the crotch line, and the full length of our short pants. You can take your body measurements according to your size. Again, I'm a size small. And I also left out that 2 inches for my waistband because I'll show you how to draft and how to cut it. So go ahead and mark your hip line, make a line out of what you've measured. Also go ahead and make your crotch line. If you don't know how to measure your crotch line, I'm gonna pin a photo up there. You're going to see how to get it. So in the photo, you sit on a straight chair, you sit upright and get from the waist to the chair. The inches you get, you add 1 inch or 1.5 inches for your crotch line, depending on how free or tight you want your shorts to be. Mine, I want them to be a little bit loose, so yeah. Go ahead and rule a line at the part where your crotch measurements are. So we continue to measure the full length of our short pants. I measured 17 inches. Don't forget to add the 2 inches for the waistband. So in total, my short will be 19 inches long. So go ahead and mark 17 inches if that's what you want, but use your measurements, please. Go ahead and draw a straight line at the point where you marked your full length, just like you see me doing in this video. Now let's mark our lines like the hip line, the crotch line, plus the full length or hemline. Please ignore that line above the hip line, it was a mistake. Measure your hip circumference and divide it by 4. The results you get, you add 1 inch for sewing allowance and a little bit of allowance for yourself because the pants are not going to be so tight since the fabric isn't stretchy. What you got from the hip line, go ahead and mark it on the waistline, as you can see me doing. Guys, I hope you understand what I'm doing, but if you have any questions, please comment below and ask me any questions. I'll be there to reply to everybody. From that point you've marked, go ahead and reduce by 1/2 inch and draw a straight line from the hip line to the waistline or from the waistline to the hip line at the points where you've marked, just like you see me doing. To get your crotch line, I always use this trick. So I get my measurements from the hip measurements, and I add 2.5 inches for the front part. Please, for the front part, you get your hip measurements plus 1 inch, that one of sewing allowance, and then you add 2.5 inches and then mark it right there. And then go ahead and mark and draw a curve from the hip line, the hip point to that point where you've marked at the crotch. Make a curve. You can use your curve ruler or you can use a freehand like you see me doing. We go ahead to our full length. So you get your thigh circumference, divide it by 2, and what you get, add 1 inch for allowance. Again, we don't want this short to be so tight. So if you want it to be tight, you don't have to add any allowance, or you just add sewing allowance. So yeah, that's how you get the thigh circumference, and you mark that rule, you rule that line, and let's get to the next step. We go back to the waist side, to the side of the waist, and we are going to measure your waist circumference, divide by 4, and add your dart, which is 1 inch. Also add the sewing allowance, which is 1 inch for me, and mark it right there. Just like you see me doing, guys. We go ahead to rule a straight line from that side, that part of the waist where we've marked, from that part to the hip line, as you see me doing. Again, please ignore that line that is above the hip line. So after making that straight line, go ahead and curve it a little bit because our bodies are not straight. Curve it a little bit so we can get the perfect shape of our shorts. We bring in our friend scissor to help us cut out the draft we've just made from the fabric. So go ahead and follow how I am doing it and let's get the perfect cutout. We bring our other part of the fabric and we fold it into 2 again so we can draft the behind part of our pants. Bring your front draft pattern and place it on the fabric that you've just folded into 2. You leave some space on the upper side of the folded fabric, on all sides literally. So you can leave like 2 inches on the upper side and you can leave like 4 to 5 inches depending on your size, on how tight or free you want your shorts to be. So basically you leave some space for the back pattern because it's a little bit different and a little bit bigger than the front pattern. I went ahead to mark 1.5 inches from the waistline upwards. I went ahead and marked 2 inches on the sides, as you can see me doing, guys. So I marked 2 inches downwards from the waistline to the crouch side. So 2 inches, depending on your size, please, you can use 2 inches or 2.5 inches according to what you prefer. When I got to the crouch line, I added 3 inches. Sorry, my camera didn't show that, but I added 3 inches. Remember, on the front part, we added 2.5 inches. So the back side must be a bit larger because of the bam bam. We need it to have some allowance. Now go ahead and draw a line, a curved line like you see me doing towards the crouch. Going down to the thigh side, you go ahead and mark 1.5 inches, and then at the extreme full length, go ahead and mark 1 inch, and then draw a straight line. Remember, we marked 1.5 inches upwards from our waistline, so just to remind you to go back there, mark 1.5 inches and extend your line upwards, and go ahead and measure your waistline plus the dart plus the sewing allowance, which got me to 11 inches to 10 inches for me. So go ahead and mark it from that to how you see how I'm doing it, and then you go ahead and roll a straight line to where your mark is. From that mark, sorry, my camera wasn't showing that side again. Go ahead and open up your front part of the fabric and rule a line from where your 10 inches ended, or your inches, the measurements you took, to your hip line on the back part of your fabric. And then curve it a little bit and then go ahead and cut it out like you see me doing using our friend scissor. Please make sure you have this kind of results after cutting out the back parts. So now we have 2 parts, the front part and the back part. Moving on to the pockets, we cut out 2 pieces in this kind of shape. There are other ways of cutting pockets, but for these shorts I preferred this one. So you cut 2 pieces out on fold, and then mark the right side and mark the wrong side, and then I'll show you how to cut them on the front part of your shorts. Open your two pieces and make the right sides facing each other. Then bring your front part of the pants. From the hip side, go on to measure 6 inches. You can as well measure 7 inches depending on how wide you want your pocket entrance to be. So I prefer 6 inches. Go on and measure 6 inches and mark right there where your 6 inches are. Go ahead on the waist side, go in by half an inch or 0.7 depending on how you want your opening to be, your pocket opening to be. I prefer it to be a little bit close, not so visible, and then rule a line from your marking from the top to the 6 inches where you marked it. And then make you get our friend's scissors and cut that line that you've made. Yeah, and then that will be our pocket entrance, pocket opening. So we go ahead to bring our two pieces that we cut out for the pockets, and then go ahead and place them under that fabric for the front part, the front piece of them, like you see me doing. Place them perfectly well, aligning with the hip where you cut your pockets from, as you see me doing. Please don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you can always get the notification whenever I post a new tutorial. Also like, comment and share. Also follow me on Instagram, TikTok and Facebook. I added my handles at the beginning of the video. So let's continue with our tutorial. I really appreciate my returning subscribers. Thank you so much. Go ahead and cut it with our friend scissor again, like you see me doing. We are going now to the sewing machine. Get your front piece and make a stitch on your sewing machine, just like you see my finger going down like that to make a stitch and connect the front pieces together, the two front pieces together, and then I'll see you right back. Also get the back part and make the same stitch like you see me doing with my finger. Do that with your sewing machine and I'll see you right back when it's done. I'm done sewing my front part, stitching it with half an inch. I forgot to tell you, use half an inch or 1 inch, so depending on what you like. And now you go ahead and get your two pieces that you cut out for the pockets, and then watch how I'm going to show you how to go to your sewing machine and sew them on. Make the right sides facing each other like you see me doing, and then go ahead and make that tiny stitch using like 0.2 inches, and do the same for the other side as you see me showing you. I hope you guys are following and I hope you're understanding what I'm doing. If you don't understand, please once again ask me any questions. I'll be here to answer you. So now that I'm done stitching like this is how you have to have your final results. Now that we are done stitching, let's go ahead and sew the pockets. Moving on, get your side pocket, that fabric that you sewed on the front part, and fold it like you see me doing. Guys, I'm sorry the camera didn't show that part, but just like that, and fold it like that. Then as you see me showing you right there, go ahead and make a stitch for the pocket to like that, and then upwards up to that opening where you stopped at the 6 inches. Yeah, so go ahead and make that stitch and I'll see you right back. Guys, we are done fixing our pockets. Next step is to get our back fabric, our back part of the short pants, and we place it right sides facing each other onto the front part of the fabric. And then let's see what next we have to do. We are onto the stitching part of this tutorial. Guys, I hope you're following so well. So you see where the two parts that separate the crouch from that one. So go ahead and connect them so well. If you have to pin them, please pin them so that they can be so safe and not moving. Go ahead and make a stitch from the other side to the other, running from this side to the other, like you see me showing you right there. We are done securing that crouch part, and from thigh to thigh you can see our shorts are starting to come out perfectly so well. Next step, we are going to get one of our thighs or legs, and we fold about 0.2 or 0.3 inches, and then about 0.5 inches or 1 inch to make your hemline. So go ahead and fold it and make that stitch on both sides to secure your lower part of the pants. And please make sure that the results look like the one you see below. So go ahead and arrange your pants again and make a stitch from on the sides using 1/2 inch, 1 inch, according to however you prefer, please. So go ahead and stitch both sides of your pants, and then we continue to the next step. So here are the results after stitching the sides, and as you can see, the pockets are there. Please, when you're stitching your sides, don't forget the pockets, don't forget about them. I don't want you to close them and then you will have to unstitch. It's so tiring, so be careful when you're stitching your sides. Instead of making dots on these pants, I decided to make simple pleats, like very tiny pleats. But if you prefer to make dots, please go ahead and make dots on your short pants, because it's very important. For these pants, I preferred the small pleats. So let's continue with our tutorial. My pleats are ready, as you can see them. I hope your dots are ready too as well. So let's go ahead and turn to the back side of our short pants, like you see me doing, and then you unstitch. Please unstitch up to where you want your zipper to be. If you want your zipper to be on the side, please go ahead and put the waistband, but I prefer my zipper at the back of my shorts. Moving on to the next step, we get our leftover fabric and we cut out the waistbands. First, measure your waist circumference and divide by 2 to get the length of your waistband. So guys, get your fabric and fold it into 2 like you see me doing. I remember mentioning that I wanted my waistband to be 2 inches, so I'm gonna go ahead and measure and fold my fabric into 2 like you see me doing. And then I'm going to go ahead and measure 2.5 inches or 2.5 inches. Mark it all the way through and draw a straight line. And then after, you cut it out to get your waistband. We get our cut out waistband and turn it to the right side. You can give it a good press if you like, but I didn't give it a good press. I didn't iron it because time wasn't on my side. So go ahead and place it on the right sides facing each other like you see me doing, and go to your sewing machine and sew it all through. Give it a good stitch like you see me directing you. Just like that. Our pants are almost ready. Ready! This is so exciting, guys. So when you're done stitching your waistband onto the shorts, go ahead and make it so correct it like that, like you see me doing. I don't know how to say that, but yeah, that is how our shorts look like. Now we go on to fix on our zipper at the back. If you like, you can always use your invisible zipper, but I didn't have it, so I always utilize what I have. So I used the normal zipper and I fixed it at the back like I'm showing you right there. Fold those two and make sure they are equal, they are matching, and then fix your zipper right there, and I'll see you right back when it's ready. I've fixed the zipper and here is how it looks like. Guys, I'm so excited. Our pants are ready. And this is the final look of our pants, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please kindly subscribe, like, comment and share, and put on the notification bell. I'll see you in the next tutorial.